Let's talk 10 minutes on why Fortnite, Apex, and Warzone are so dominating. Let's put 10 minutes on the clock, and here we go. All right, listen, I know before you get into the comments, you're gonna write 3 words, free to play, Sancho. I get it, but it goes a little bit beyond that. It's just a little bit beyond. There's a little bit of secret sauce to the recipe. Recently, of course, Fortnite is entering a whole new chapter 3, introducing a whole new map with whole new mechanics, a whole new vibe. You have Warzone leaving Verdansk, going to Caldera, a Pacific map. It's all green, it's all lush. You have Apex Legends, of course, starting its whole new seasonal content, getting into a whole new map in itself. So the big 3 of Battle Royale is cooking and firing on all cylinders at the moment, giving all the seasonal content right before the holidays, and they're so dominating that I can't think of anything else. Now, maybe just me speaking for it. I am a multiplayer nut. I am a Battle Royale nut. I'm the biggest squirrel in the block looking for it. But my whole thing is, I'm a caster for Fortnite. I cast Fortnite in a high competitive play officially for the FNCS. Also, I've done casting gigs for Warzone and Apex Legends. So I've seen a lot of competitive play on all 3 Battle Royales. I've made content for all 3 Battle Royales at the same time. So they're just dominating my mind space. I can't think of them. They live rent-free in my brain. They may live rent-free in your brain, but I could explain why. It's because of the power of Battle Royale. The Battle Royale genre in itself is very addictive in the sense of the narrative and the virality, and you have so much big influencers in the gaming platform streaming and playing these for 10, 12 hours a day. You got your Nick Mercs, of course, you got your Nick A30s, you got your Cypher PKs. You have so many awesome influencers across the platforms playing these Battle Royales and producing a lot of content. So that's why you may feel that it's extremely dominating, because wherever you look, it's there. Whatever the algorithm wants to serve you, you see it on the YouTube, you see it on the For You page on TikTok. It is everywhere because the streamers, I myself included, and content creators understand the virality of the Battle Royale genre. Every moment is different. The water cooler moment, the unexpected. You have this huge sandbox given these weapons and going up against other people in itself that you could do all these crazy things to. That in itself is exciting. And then when you produce this content, you, the viewer, and or the fan, or the fellow gamer go, wow, I want to try that, or wow, that looks really cool. News articles are made across viral moments. The cycle continues. So it's everywhere you look. And of course, the algorithm serves to you. And that's what's so great about the Battle Royale genre. I'm going to hit a pause for a second because I could totally go all day about the Battle Royale. If you're a longtime listener to the 10-Minute Checkpoint podcast, you will understand that I could talk all day about the Battle Royale. And I always said that we were just scratching the surface of Battle Royale. And so you have the big 3. And another part of why they're so dominating is because this is us the player. Me, I'm so afraid of playing other games, of falling behind the genre, that I cannot do it. In today's multiplayer, it is beyond a hobby. Back in the day, I had this conversation with another fellow developer, so to speak, and we were talking about the power of multiplayer. Multiplayer back in the day was always a throw on. You always threw it on, you always played it. You finish your single player, oh, there's a multiplayer. It may not be as fully fleshed out, but it was there to have fun. You played locally, whatever, right? But now, multiplayer has become so vast and complex that you can't treat it as a hobby anymore. You have to main it. You have to grind it. You have to play it almost 24/7, it feels like. You have to practice it. You have to aim train for it. You have to Kovacs for it. You have to creative for it. You got to study it. You got to practice it. You got to VOD review. You got to do so many things to be able to be competitive, especially with aggressive skill-based matchmaking. That's a whole other podcast. So you have so many other things. This cloud of wanting not to fall behind the meta kind of just storms over us. It glooms over me particularly because I want to chase that skill for carrot. I don't want to lose. And especially as a content creator, you may say, Sancho, you're a bot. I try my best, bro. Okay. I don't want to be a bot. I'm doing my best. So that is why you see this whole thing, right? You're seeing the content creators make the content. You're seeing the drive. You're seeing the power. You want to get really good, right? So all those are being the factor, but here's the biggest one out of them all, and I've already hinted at it. The big 3 constantly make these content updates, and they're really, really aggressive about it. It all started when all of a sudden Fortnite would drop content the same time Apex would release content as a way to dampen their impact. And now literally I was sitting here looking at the video game calendar. I was trying to figure out my content schedule myself. And like, what am I going to make content for? And all of a sudden I see the big three firing at all cylinders really close to each other. And this is what happens. These three multiplayers who main Battle Royale are just pushing everybody out and not allowing anyone into the space. And even if you are a Halo Infinite, even if you are a Battlefield 2042, if you're not bringing a Battle Royale to the table, your stay at that table will be very, very short. Because the issue with arena-based shooters, and even though they're fun to play, they're hard to watch as a viewer, as a streamer, as a fan of a streamer. The virality of a arena shooter is very minimal. Now, I was featured on a podcast for the Kind of Funny podcast for the Gamecast. I used the word virality, and someone kind of scoffed at it. It's like, ugh. I heard the word virality, and I decided to. Virality is huge, and I really think that video game developers need to think of the virality of their game. Is it watchable? Is it understandable for a viewer? Do I need to have, it even can be to the simplest things of like, do I need to have subtitles? Like, do I need to have it streamer mode? All those things will matter because if a streamer plays your game, you have the ability to mass market yourself. Every time I interview some developer, they're always excited about streamers getting their hands on their games because it allows us to market their game essentially for free. In some cases, people get paid. But the point I wanted to say is, if you're a Halo Infinite, if you're a Battlefield 2042, the reason why they don't have this long standing, unless you're a diehard for each of the games, is because you just don't have that impact. You can't really break into this kind of wedge this shield that's been created by the big three. And I've been seeing the Halo clips. I mean, I'm trying to create the Halo moments. I've seen the Halo Infinite clips. They're there. They're semi-popular now. They're slowly dipping back. But the reason why is because in this day and age, the internet, you need to have news. You need to have an update. You need to have a reason for an IGN or a GameSpot to make an article, the Dexteros out there, to make an article about your game. In a single player game without a multiplayer, you only get that first impact. Unless you have DLC, that's it. Speedrunners may be able to give your game a second life, but that's it. You get that first bang and that's it. With the multiplayer, you have the ability to create this cycle and making people come back, a new DLC, new cosmetics, new map, new weapons. There's so much things that you can do. Now, I'm only speaking for shooters, of course, but multiplayer in a general sense when it comes to WoW, League, Dota, all those other ones, even Overwatch, and I know that's a shooter, but those as well really kind of lean on the people creating these viral moments, and they provide the content for us. It's like the Tinder to create that wildfire of clicks, so to speak. So the question I would leave you is that, can someone break the mold, so to speak? Can someone come in and break up the big three? I already mentioned Halo Infinite. I already mentioned Battlefield. The only thing I really think it is that there really needs to be there needs to be another person out there in the Battle Royale to slow down these three, because these three, everyone has been kind of waiting for them to fall. Now, remember, for the longest time, Fortnite, the only way Fortnite could go is Fortnite could stop itself. And the same thing happens in Warzone, and the same thing happens in Apex. These things have lasted a long time. They've already pushed out PUBG. They've already pushed out H1Z1. They've already claimed so many of the Battle Royales. And I really don't see any three coming up for them falling down from grace, unless a Halo Infinite, something with a big lasting legacy that could step up and create that big tidal wave. Does it have to be a Battle Royale? No. I know I said it, Halo Infinite Battle Royale in previous podcasts needs to exist, but at the same time, you just need to have your game have some virality behind it. You need to have people get the time to look at it. You need to have the streamers to create the content to keep rolling, because without all that, you will just plain run out of gas, and your arms will be too short to box with the three titans in the sky. And that is why Fortnite, Warzone, and Apex are so dominant. My name is SanchoWest. Thank you for tuning in for the 10-Minute Checkpoint Podcast. If you'd like to hear more or view more, make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you're listening on your favorite podcast service, make sure to hit the follow and rate it. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace, peace. Bye.